Hey, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Break with your Chamber Chicks. It's your favorite Chamber Chicks. I'm Beth.
I'm Kayla, and we've got a bonus Chamber Chick here today.
I'm Carol.
She's like the OG Chamber Chick.
She is. Like,
honestly,
she's really the Chamber Queen.
All of the Chamber Chicks have been modeled after the pattern of Carol.
Oh, thank you.
So great to have you. I know you hear from these two Chamber Chicks, but there are multiples of Chamber Chicks.
Yes.
Well, like we're thinking about getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Unfortunately, it washed off.
We did. And
We did get temporary tattoos, okay? We did it.
We really did get temporary tattoos. You'll have to come by for a cup of coffee to get the full story on that one. But we're here with Carol, and so glad to have you on, Carol.
Thank you.
If any of you know us, you know we love us some Carol. Love Carol, and we're so excited that she works with us and just is just such a blessing to the community and to everybody around her. I cannot say enough about how much we love us some
You're
Carol.
so sweet.
Well,
Thank you.
What
You're
we
loved
say about
in return.
What did we say about politics? You better not lie. I'm not
Better
doing
not
it.
lie. You're doing politics. You got to be truthful.
But we recently had our Women in Business event, which was super fun and amazing. And so we wanted to do a podcast to coincide with that. And what better woman in business than Carol? She's done all the businesses.
Done everything. Name it. Did it.
It's been just because I'm old. I had lots of opportunities for my age. Keep on trying.
Goodness. Well, we know, we love you and we know that you've done a lot of things, but a lot of people don't know how many hats you've worn in not even just this community across the state. But let's start from the beginning, right? How would you describe life as a woman in business?
Way back when I started, as you know, they don't know, but my first job was being a hairdresser, and that wasn't too hard because
It was.
if you were a woman in the business end of it, could be, but if you were a woman and you were a hairdresser, you were in your place.
Oh, gotcha.
But then as life began to change and I did come into politics, I think I was the second woman ever elected in White County, the first woman to ever serve as a constitutional office. No, my aunt, excuse me.
Okay.
My aunt was tax commissioner. I forgot that.
It's going to run in the family, y'all.
It does run in the family, but it was not easy. I'll be honest with you. It was kind of hard. And when you hear folks talk about the glass ceiling, it's there. See that big hole?
What? That's Kayla's favorite. So in our very first Women in Business event, you were so kind to participate on a roundtable session. And tell everybody what you remember.
You said, yeah, and my head I had the worst headache. And I was like, where is she going with this? And you said, and it was because I hit that glass ceiling so many times. And I was like, Slay Queen, an icon.
But it was true. But life has been so good to me, and I have had so many opportunities. Of course, I started out as a hairdresser, and from there I went to be the clerk of court here in White County, which I love. And from there I went to serve in the state senate, representing 10 different counties, but White County, of course, being home. And I was very honored to be elected to serve 3 terms. I quit the Senate. The tumultuous time was going on, and I decided
Not here.
not here,
Atlanta.
but I had an opportunity to serve as the county manager here then, and I did that for about 2 or 3 years, and then Governor Deal gave me an opportunity to come work with them in the Department of Juvenile Justice, and when they had finished, I was just there. But rewriting the juvenile code, he asked me to go work. A lot of you will remember, and I'm sure you too will, when the governor thought he was going to have to close down all the state parks that had restaurants
and hotels.
And of course, that would have been a devastating hit for White County. So everybody began to beg, please, please don't. So he asked me to come serve with them looking after government properties, and I did that for 3 years, I guess, when we got them all but one back in the black instead of the red. And then then he put me over at North Georgia Technical College, my home place there for about 5 or 6 years, and that was wonderful. And now each year each change just gets more wonderful. How can I say? Now I work part-time here at the chamber with these ladies, and we have a wonderful time. But we accomplished some great things for White County right here because of the good people at Beth's leadership and Kayla's great sense of humor and endless energy.
Right?
We have a great time. It's all good.
We're run on coffee and Taylor Swift.
Yes.
And lots of laughs.
Lots of laughter.
Laughs.
Laughter's good for the...
It is.
What is it, the
Everything, I don't
liver,
know.
whatever it is.
It doeth good like a medicine.
Well, you've worn a lot of hats over your whole life, but in that time, you've also had an amazing family.
Yes.
So throughout your life, how did you balance the responsibilities of your work with also your family?
Well, God blessed me with a great mother and a great mother-in-law who was always there to be helpful. And then I had a sweet, precious lady that turned out to be almost like a sister to me that would come to my house every day and stay at the house and look after my children, and they could be home. And then when they went to school, by the time they graduated, I figured I probably didn't need a babysitter anymore. So I was really keeping her around to help me more than them. But she was wonderful. Mildred Rich was just the person that I couldn't have made it without her with my family. But, I just had to do everything my kids did, school, all of this. It was great. It was great. And my husband, we owned a trucking company, and when we first got started in that, he actually was driving one of the trucks and was gone a lot of the time. So we all learned to pull our own weight a good bit, so it was all good, all good. Then whenever Glenn and I were in that business together, but then when he passed away at 56 young years old, I took that over and did that for a while till the 2008 recession came, and by the grace of God, I was able to piecemeal and sell that.
Well, I can see God's hand just all through your life. And,
Absolutely.
Your family is absolutely precious. My son and your grandson got to know each other at college.
Yes.
But I want to tell a Carol story. This is off script, so sorry, not sorry. The first time I met Carol Jackson, I've always done advocacy work. In my career before my chamber life, always done advocacy work. And it was one of my first times down at the Capitol when you were in the Senate. And I guess I was with Margaret McLean. And she said, well, you need to meet Carol. And we went over to the CLOB, and she was like she knew me her whole life. I mean, just like I was not her constituent. I didn't live or work in the county that she represented, but she welcomed me in like I was the most important person in the world. And if you did that for me, I know you did it for every other person you represented in White County and the 10 counties around. So
it was a wonderful experience. That's just kind of what my personality is. I love people, and particularly home people, and it was just so good you reciprocated wholeheartedly. So it was a great experience.
I just know that that's who Carol is. I mean, I'm not even going to say what year that was. I'm going to save everybody the math on that one. But that's just kind of who you are. And just like we were talking about your Lyft driver, like you knew everything about her by the time she took you from the cruise port to the airport.
I did. We talked a lot. I knew she was a single mom, that she had 2 kids, that she had to work real hard, that she drove a Lyft on weekends to make a living, and she was just so sweet and so wonderful. And she got out of the car and gave me a big hug when she left. So
But I think that's your success. I think that's foundational to who you are and why you can do so many different things, because the difference between owning a hair salon and running a trucking company, that's pretty vast.
That is very vast.
So how was it moving through and a lot of different careers?
Yeah.
And a lot of different careers where, like you were talking about in the hair industry, you were in your place by, other people's perception. But how was it being in
A
places
county manager where you were
you're in a lot of
I bet a lot of
male-dominated?
people do not think-
It took a little adjusting for a few people, but
not Carol. Other people.
I knew what I was
people,
doing.
we know who you are. We're looking at you.
That's true, but it's been good. It's all been really good. I haven't run up against a person that wanted to be a part of what I was doing that we didn't either come to terms or split ways. Mm-hmm. So most of it came to terms. Mm-hmm. Being in the trucking company, a lot of that time I was an absentee owner because I was still serving in the Senate. Mm-hmm. But I had Amy Anderson work for me, and she ran everything, and she knew the business far better than I did. Uh-huh. But we worked together great. But I only have to be out of town for 3.5 months when I was in the Senate. And the rest of the time, most of that, I was back home in Cleveland working, looking after business. But even while I was clerk of court, I owned several different businesses being clerk of court. Besides trucking, I owned 2 or 3 different salons. I'd buy them when they were really great and build them up and sell them. And I opened, I guess, 3 different tanning salons. That's when that was a real hot item. And I had a beauty supply place. I'd build these up and help people out and get them started and sell it to them. So that part was wonderful. I enjoyed that a lot.
So rewarding.
So you also spent a lot of time, like we've talked about, not just in the business side, but in, getting elected or, doing a lot of things where you're definitely meeting a lot of people and not all of them, agreeable to you. So what was it like campaigning as a woman? Because you've told me a few stories about some, especially your first campaign.
My first campaign was for the clerk of court. Of course, my uncle had been the clerk of court. My granddaddy had been a tax commissioner. My aunt had been a tax commissioner. My great-grand, I think it kind of rubs off on you a little bit. But anyway, my first campaign, I went to every house in White County to ask for their vote. Mm-hmm. I still think it's an honor if somebody gives you their vote. Yes. But a few of the places of the older men, like my daddy's age and such, they were, now, Carol, are you sure you want to do that? And they might pat me on the shoulder. Now, honey, I don't know where that's placed for a woman or not. So by the time I got through serving as clerk of court, they all kind of loved me, and I was a great help to some of them, and I'm grateful for that. But it did there was a big change, mm-hmm. and I feel like I kind of grew up in the middle of that change in the business world. In my business world, I think I grew into it. Mm-hmm. And I proved to the people that were second thinking me that I had a little head up here that I could use and that I knew what I was doing and that I would work hard for them, which I did.
Mm-hmm. It becomes easy for people to underestimate what you can do.
Well, there's just
a
woman to ever be elected. In White County, the men particularly, just, even a lot of women said, "Oh, I don't vote. My husband votes. I don't vote. He does." Because that's a long time. We're talking 1980. Mm-hmm. That's a few years back. I was a child. No, not really.
She was a child.
Life has been so crazy good, and you're right. Without God, I could have never, ever accomplished. So thank God for his leadership.
Right.
And thank God for him taking me out of places where I didn't belong.
Mm-hmm. That
was important, too.
That, too.
Kind of going along with what you're saying about, just especially in the campaigning, I feel like you always, to me, have struck me as just a confident person. Not in a bad way of confidence, but just you're confident in yourself, you're confident in what you're doing. And do you feel like that you have always been that way, or did you have to build that as you, grew?
Well, high school was good. School was good. I served as the president of some organizations and a class officer and this sort of thing. And talking to people has never been an issue.
No.
Love it. So I think probably that just was a kind of come natural for me. But I just enjoy it. I loved campaigning, going out and seeing, meeting people. They'd have you come in the house, sit down, let me fix your glass of tea. Thank you, I'd love it.
I've been talking all day. Thank you.
I've been talking all day, but we just sit there and have a glass. No, it was good. I still can look back and say, I loved campaigning. Now, my last campaign, when we were smack in the middle of COVID. Couldn't get out. I think my strengths were meeting people face to face, talking to you, answering your questions instead of sending mail outs or recording something for the radio. I love to be talking face to face with people.
That was the hardest thing for you, because I remember you and I were talking about, you said, I'm just going to go stand on a street corner. And
I did a lot of that.
Yeah, and if people come up to me, we'll talk. And if they don't want to, that's fine too. But you were very hesitant. I mean, you couldn't go door to door in that campaign. No. And it was a challenge. Yeah. Absolutely. Because that's where you make that bond.
That is. That is. As they say, press in the flesh.
That's right.
Shaking hands.
Well, and people need a sense of ease. And I feel like we can still have that here in White County.
Yes.
That we're small enough so that you know who your city council person is, and you know who your representative for Board of Ed, or you should know your elected officials, and you should have comfort. I mean, we're going to see each other at the grocery store and at church, and you're going to run into each other at the Walmart. Just be okay with that. But did you have, we love Pearls of Wisdom because of the support that women give each other and that time to be together. Did you have other women that supported your work and helped you?
After a little while, it wasn't easy, even with women to begin with. The longer I stayed in it, the much easier and the much more support. And let me tell you, it's still true today, and I don't think it has necessarily to do with women versus women or men. A lot of women are still, not a lot, but some women are still a little jealous, and they want to say ugly things about you if you succeed.
Sometimes people are just
That's right. But that's one of the things that you learn, that that's their problem. It's not yours. Let it go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not on you. But, I just think about your family and
ugly things are said about people in politics.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
half-truths are told.
Who it is. They just can say ugly things. And that's not easy for your family to hear. Mm-hmm. And I have no brothers and sisters, and both my parents are dead. And I have 3 cousins who still live in White County, but that's pretty much my close relatives, But my
Listen, there's
in-laws,
a difference between blood and family. Now, you may not have some blood, but you got a lot of family
I
here.
do. My Jackson family is they couldn't be any closer if we were blood. They're so good to me.
What sort of ways do you think that the challenges for women in business have changed from maybe when you first entered the business world to now? What do you think has changed?
Acceptance. Women not being shy. Women knowing what they want and stepping out to get it without hurting people, unless they have to. I'm kidding. I think that's the biggest change, is the confidence that women now have in themselves and in their ability to go out there and do. And I think we saw a huge room filled with 250 folks or something like that of business women that are doing that. Had we had that meeting 30 years ago, we'd have had 6 or 8 women sitting around a table. It's changed tremendously.
It would have looked different 30 years ago, for sure.
And now it's just, they're great. They're wonderful. They don't think, well, I'm a woman and I can or I can't. Mm-hmm. They think I'm a person, I know what I'm doing, and I'm going in this business, and I just love that. I love it.
Is there anything you think we still have a ways to go on?
Yeah, we still have a ways to go. I think possibly more in the business world, because at our Pearls of Wisdom, the president of the Georgia Power, a woman being our speaker, a president of something as big as Georgia Power. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, it's a big
That
deal.
was awesome.
It's a pretty big deal.
That was a huge deal. That's the kind of thing that I think gives other women courage.
Yeah.
And I loved hearing her to talk about, like, okay, you know, I was doing all these big things while I had like little children.
Sure,
and then
sure.
and talking about the give
balance.
and take of that, because it's not like, I mean, and yes, now her children are grown and she's a CEO, but like she was still doing big things at that point,
Yes, she
you know?
was.
So I thought it was neat
The
for people
vice
to hear
president
that.
of finance of
Yeah.
one of the largest utilities in the
Yeah.
Southeast, so it wasn't like it was little.
Right.
And not only was it not little for them, it was a huge coup for the Chamber of Commerce to get somebody
Listen,
here.
I'm a Kim Green fangirl. I will
Yes.
just put it out there.
She's a fashion icon.
Just her ease, and that's, you know, I see. It's not a Kim Green thing. You've had it always. There's never been a time I haven't seen that in you.
Well, thank you.
And I aspire to that sort of ease. And I think one of the things about Pearls of Wisdom that I love is, I get in trouble for this all the time. I guess it comes with 2 particular digits in your age, but the
Little
younger
girl.
women that come in, I want them to feel supported, because I didn't have that. I mean, like my sister,
Absolutely.
and you know, we have decided that Daddy's girls can do anything amongst ourselves. We have just decided
The chamber chicks have decided that.
Absolutely.
let it be known, if you're a Daddy's
A
girl,
verified fact.
that man has told you your whole life you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
My daddy was born in 1907. When I was growing up, even as 12, 13 years old, and then after I decided I was going into the business world and into the political world, he called me Cat all the time. He'd say, Cat, don't ever let anybody tell you that there's nothing you can't do because you're a woman. You're smart, you can do this, so don't ever. And I have to just listen to him.
I'm going to bet your John Kennedy tells you the same.
Oh yeah, every night before, when I was growing up, every night before I would go to bed, like he would come in the room and, you know, tell me goodnight or whatever, and he would be closing the door, and he calls me Bug. So he'd say, I'm proud of you, Bug. And every night I would say, for what? And he would say, just for being you.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, I felt like, okay, well, I can be me and I can do whatever I want to do. Just I don't have to put on no airs or be
Absolutely.
nobody else, you know?
And for those women who didn't have that, listen, we are here for you.
Absolutely.
'Cause-
whoever you are, wherever you are, if you need some support, feeling the feminine side
Yeah.
and acting the I kiddingly say.
This is my favorite Carol quote.
Carol quote. Let them
ahead.
have it, Carol. No,
No, you say it.
I said, if you want to be successful in a man's world, and a lot of my time, even as a hairdresser, was spent in a man's world because I had to do the business side of things. So I say, you got to think like a man, but act like a lady.
All
That's
We
what you
will
gotta
be
do.
accepting pre-orders for stickers now.
pillows with it embroidered on
Yes.
it. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think that's my favorite thing that I didn't anticipate coming out of Pearls of Wisdom is seeing these younger girls come in and just leave.
Soak it up.
Yeah,
Just
leave
soak it
feeling
up.
like they can do.
Yeah.
Because I always had my daddy always tell me,
You can do.
I do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Just get out there and go do it.
Unless I told you not to. You know.
That's another story. I think there's only been one time in my whole life he told me not to do something.
And you did it anyway. So here you are.
Yeah,
I'm
I got
kidding. I know she did not.
I did it anyway.
I
I got in trouble, and that broke my heart. But anyway, that being said, we believe in you, and
Absolutely, ladies.
yeah, and you got a whole bunch of other ladies who also believe in you.
Yeah, like 200 of them who are all dressed in pink and red. So
Yes.
I think that's the one thing Kim really wishes she would have done different was
I know,
that she
I
would
feel
have worn
bad.
pink that night.
She walked in. That's Kim from the Georgia Power. She had on a beautiful,
Beautiful.
very professional, 100%
so
professional
fabulous.
looking, still feminine, but professional. And I was chatting with her about days back in Atlanta, and she said, I'd give anything if I had thought to wear pink or red today. So, we all have those same feelings no matter our position.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, because, half the time you walk in a room, something, and you're like, oh, I wish I would have known, or I wish I would have, or whatever. And one thing I would always tell the girls from our youth group, because they would get in such a dither about just, whatever. And I would say in the nicest way possible, I don't think anyone cares enough about about you to be worried about. Like, they care about you as a person. They're not like, oh my gosh, did you see that Beth's sweater had little pillies on it and that she didn't shave them off yet? Like, no, like people are not worried about the things that we are concerned with. And
they think less of us than we would
right,
admit.
right, and not in a bad way, but just
way.
like we get ourselves so worried up,
no,
and often
I'm
just
joking
joking with you. I just was like noticing you were wearing a sweater, so I just like said the pilly thing as a joke. I'm just kidding. But I think that we will often talk ourselves out of the rooms that we've been invited to, or we will, be so like miserable in the moment because we're so consumed with something that doesn't even matter, that we've missed out on the opportunity that we have right there.
If you go into a meeting and you've got a part to play in that meeting, you go in there in a pair of jeans and a ball cap, which is one of my favorite. This is what I can
And she
wear
rocks
today.
it.
And I walk in and I do business. I don't think about, oh, they're looking at me. I can't.
right.
That's so silly. You just, if you've got a part to play and you know that part, you play it. Don't worry about, I don't mean it to say I don't go to meetings trying to dress professionally, generally speaking. But on this one particular spur of the moment thing that things had to come together right then, that's what I was wearing. But I knew that I wasn't there to make a fashion statement. I was there to
Have an impact.
Have an impact.
Absolutely.
Because you have something to contribute. It's important.
It is.
You know what's very important? Because I don't think we've ever asked her.
I don't remember.
It is Coffee Break with the Chamber Chicks.
Oh,
And
yes, it is.
We always ask, what's your go-to coffee order?
Dark, with lots of cream and sugar and strong. Oh, my goodness, it's good. Oh, I love my coffee.
That Lavazza coffee at Montaluce was so
Oh, my gosh.
good.
Wasn't that good?
Y'all, Montaluce, you got that going on with the coffee.
They've
And
got some
the
fine
dessert
coffee.
and everything.
And everything.
We have no complaints about
with
one
the
of the
dessert,
actually.
Well, awesome. Well, I think that's all we have for
Yeah.
Miss Carol. We love Carol. Come by the office, see her. You'll see her out at, you're going to be at the high school this week, right? Doing mock interviews? Are you doing mock interviews this week?
No, I had some other business with the governance council.
Yep. So you'll see her around, out and about. White County's biggest cheerleader.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I love it.
not one better. But we will see you next time. Oh, if you did not attend Pearls of Wisdom, please put it on your calendar for next year. It will be February.
We don't have a date yet.
We don't have a date yet.
It will be in February.
It's usually the Thursday before
It's usually the 13th.
Valentine's Day. I mean, the
Yeah.
Thursday or Friday.
13th.
It's
But-
usually February 13th, which is Galentine's Day.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
did not
it's
make
a
this
gal.
holiday up. It has been proven a fact by the great Leslie Knope of Park and Rec.
Absolutely.
Galentine's Day, February 13th. However,
However, comma.
in 2027, Valentine's Day falls on a Saturday, and we are not going to eat up your Saturday.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking at other dates for the Pearls of Wisdom event.
Yes.
But mid-February, put it on your calendar. Make sure you're there. Lots
You
of
don't
great
want to
fun.
miss it. It's just the best.
It is. And the feeling, just the feeling you have.
It's just warm and fuzzy.
that whole
You feel
room.
warm and fuzzy.
You feel loved.
Yes.
That
Someone came up to Beth and said, I feel so special.
I was like,
That's why we do this. Okay.
And listen, that was is a woman, I know who you're talking about, and I'm not going to say her name, but she is very special. But she's my age. It wasn't like a young girl that was out for the first time. We wanted everybody there because you are special. We want you to feel special.
Absolutely. And eat a bunch of candy.
Oh, gosh. Chocolate. Oh, my word at the chocolate. It's so good.
Well, I think that's it for us.
Yep.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Carol, thank you so much for hopping in with us on Coffee Break with the Chamber Chicks.
Thank you.
And we are your favorite Chamber Chicks. Ta-da.
The White County Chamber Chicks.
White County
I think we
Chamber.
are the.
Oh, yeah. It's actually...
registered.
I don't know if I can
trademark?
say this. I guess so. But Chamber Chicks is actually trademarked.
Yes. So we
So-
are the legit Chamber
Lead
Chicks.
chick.
It's fine, yeah.
But
Absolutely.
that being
And
said,
great leaders you are. Let me say
Oh.
that. No, seriously, you are. They make you feel good.
but tune in next time. I don't even know what we're talking about, but it'll be good.
It'll
no
be
doubt.
really good.
It'll
It'll
be
be
really
really
good.
good. Next time we will be with Ward Gann.
Oh, speaking of these,
proprietor,
the Ward Gann.
the Ward Gann, the proprietor of Old Clyde's Table and Tavern. You know him, you love him, you don't want to miss.
You
the
love
next
that
episode.
brisket.
It'll
Tune
be
in.
so fun.
So until next time,
We
we
will
will
see
see
you
you.
later.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.